No, there's nothing to rebuke. It's good. You just have to remember this, that spirituality is vast, and meaning that the understanding of the things that you understand is not black and white, because depending on the degree of the revelatory degree that you have in God is based on what He has exposed you to. A simple example is Peter says, "You're the Christ, the Son of the Most High God," but nobody ever told him that. And Jesus tells him, "Flesh and blood did not reveal this unto you, but my Father who is in heaven." Now the question is, how many people hear the Father? Because nobody knows the Father except the Son. Right. Nobody comes to the Father except through the Son. So how did Peter get to the Father? So that's a question. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, through the secret place?
So the understanding of a secret place is not there are degrees and levels. So Peter is accessing the highest realm of information without knowing that he has accessed it. Why? Because he who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow. So the shadow you are under determines if you're in the secret place. Because when you're in the secret place, you don't know that you're in the secret place. It is the shadow that tells you where you are.
Wow.
Because there is nothing secret you can have with God. The only one who has secrets is God. God is the only one who has information that no one knows. What you know, spirits also know. Even Satan knows. The difference is Satan cannot do anything about what you know.
Wow.
You understand? But the only one who has information that nobody knows is God. So when we are talking about a secret place, it's not actually about what you're doing. It's about what He has chosen to reveal to you.
Wow.
I don't know if it's making sense.
Complete sense.
So the secrets that you think that you have, they are not secret when you have it.
That's good.
Because the only thing that Satan cannot understand is the language of revelation. Because in order for you to have revelation, you have to have the Spirit of God.
Yeah.
Because revelation is based on the Spirit of God. It is the understanding that God gives you to understand things that men cannot understand.
Yeah.
Okay. Now remember, the Bible also calls Satan the man. Is this the man that deceiveth the whole world? So carnality cannot understand spiritual things because they are enemies. So if he decides to show you something, what he shows you, he will camouflage it with the spirit of revelation.
Jesus.
That only people with the Spirit of God will understand. So everybody saw Jesus performing miracles, saw people raising the dead, but they still did not seem to be the Messiah. Why? Because unless you had the spirit that he possessed, you could not know who he was, neither could you understand what he was saying. He looked at the Pharisees, he says, "You are children of your father the devil, because his spirit is in you. If you are children of my father, then you would know what I know. Then you would understand my sayings." I don't know if it's making sense.
Yes.
So many a times we credit ourselves for the secret place, but it's not like that. You know you have entered the secret place by the shadow that covers you.
Wow.
It is evidence of now being in the secret place. So sometimes people think, "Oh, I saw a vision that this and this is going to happen." Guess what? The magicians also saw Moses being born. The magicians also saw Jesus being born. The wise men also saw Jesus being born. The only difference with the wise men is they know exactly where he is.
Wow.
So having spiritual knowledge doesn't mean you're in the secret place.
Wow.
That's deep.
That's
Come on,
gold.
Pop.
That's gold, Papa.
Because spiritual knowledge is just spiritual knowledge. But revelatory knowledge is not what everybody can possess. That's why they call me a heretic. Why do they call me a heretic? But there are people who will listen to me and say, "What? I've been a Christian all these years, and there is no way in my life, there is no day in my life I ever perceived such a thing." Why are they coming to that conclusion? Because the spirit inside of them was yearning for God so much. Then he sent them to the secret place. But they may not know that they're in the secret place because they don't know the shadow that is covering you.
Wow.
Remember, God is light. The only way you see a shadow is when there is light.
Yes.
Now, the problem is the light of the Spirit cannot be perceived with physical eyes. So the only way you know you're under the shadow is when a particular man stands before you who possesses mysteries of God that is able to take your life somewhere else.
My goodness gracious. That's
So,
dope.
so it is not the secret place, is not a hiding place. He that dwells in the secret of a place of the Most High shall abide. Notice the word abide means abode, means where you live. So there are two locations.
Let me see.
He that remains in the he that dwells in the secret place of the Most High, meaning your engagement of God, continual knocking of that door, you will
Wow.
end up abiding under the shadow. So where you live is the shadow. But the devil
Wow.
does not understand the shadow because the devil is after light.
Wow, Pop. Wow.
Remember, the word
Wow.
Lucifer means light bearer. So Satan thinks that you are supposed to be illuminated. That's what he was seeking, but he did not know that God dwells in dark clouds. You know, God doesn't dwell in light. But then God says light and darkness are like to him.
My God.
God who
Wow.
dwells in an unapproachable darkness. God who dwells in an unapproachable light. God who hides himself. God is always in the shadows. Right now, you can't see God because he's in the shadows. If he was in the light, you would see him.
Wow.
Wow.
Jesus. Jesus.
So your understanding of light, your understanding of light needs to be spiritual, not physical. Because if you think of light physically, you will miss God. Because there was nothing brilliant about Jesus. There was nothing beautiful about Jesus. The Bible says there was nothing attractive about him. So when you saw Jesus, you didn't see light.
Yeah, you could say that he's walking around like a light being.
Yep. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So you know the secret place by the shadow you are under, not what is being said. Because anyone can say something good. Anyone can say something brilliant. But not everyone can say revelatory truth.
That's good. Good.
Not everyone. Notice, Stephen began to illuminate like an angel. They said, how does this guy know these things? Because he was under the shadow.